Good evening, everyone. Um, we are live with our open house. This is our last open house for this um, uh, for this year. In many ways, we have one more open house after this, you know, and I hope you can see my screen. Um, Firstly, thank you and welcome. We are recording this program, and essentially, this is aimed for our, to help students in class 11, class 12. This is one of uh, three different classes of programs that we have. This is mainly our English program, you know, and we will also have a follow on for our Hindi and Gujarati program, and then we will we also have our IT certificate. We do a specialized program for that, but I'll discuss all of that today. So what do? We take books, notably ebooks. So if you have any electronic book, we take the book and then we overlay on top of it additional material that makes the study of that book easier. You know, I don't know. When I was a young man, you know, I also had this problem that I could not read well. You know, particularly difficult material was difficult for me. You know, and so I relied on what other people could speak or what the teacher taught and what I heard. You know, so largely on the basis of what I heard, I was able to, learn. You know, but today, it's a more complicated world, and you have to learn much more. You know, so for this kind of a technology, which I envision, and it has been built. You see, Prajot here, he has worked very hard on this over the last 3 years, and many of you have been part of all the material that we have evolved and developed. And one of the most important parts of the work that we do is the work we do in building lectures that go both on top of the apps that we run, and also that are part of the live learning that we provide to students. Okay, so this program, today's program, is mostly about our NEET JEE program. We will start with that. Then later in the evening, we will discuss our AP program. Our AP program is essentially includes our SAT as well. Okay, so our NEET JEE program, of course, also includes preparation for various CBSE subjects. We are also adding new material to that, which includes our Hindi English program, and then we are adding new preparation models. We also have our IT certificate. Our IT certificate is essentially to help students who want to choose a career in computers. Computing is one of the fastest growing areas in terms of employment. There are expected to be 40-50 million jobs just in the IT field. This is a very big number, over the next rest of the decade. And students do want to prep themselves for these jobs. A lot of jobs involve at least some digital today. So you will be doing some programming, even if you are, say, a civil engineer. That may be surprising to you, but that is the nature of things in the world today. So we will also discuss our English program, which we are starting now. And so this is what our presentation order is. We will discuss the NEET JEE program, which is extremely central to what we do. Our NEET JEE program complements any class 11, class 12 school program. So students who is the main who goes after NEET JEE today. NEET JEE Students in class 10 who are entering class 11, or students in class 11 now, right? They are the people who are seriously thinking about NEET JEE, you know. And so you have to build up your STEM fundamentals, and STEM fundamentals are essential to success in these programs. One important thing is that NEET and JEE, they don't just see if you have learned the subject, they see if you have the ability to also think analytically, read questions well, and provide answers that ready you that show that you are ready for a advanced education in these STEM fields. Okay, that typically, everybody develops over time these capabilities, but the thing is, they have standardized testing, and India is one of the most advanced in the standardized testing in STEM, and that is because of the NEET JEE program we have in India. You know, so incoming students, when you come in, you have to quickly learn to readapt what you've learned before up until class 9 or or 10, and be able to get into this new mode of learning. You know, the NEET JEE program is a little bit different from what you from the model you have looked at before. You know, so you learn all this new material. You have to build a plan, like a good 2 to 3 year plan to do well in these exams. Okay, and make no mistake, these are the most competitive exams in the world. We also have our AP program and SAT prep program, and we provide that as well for students both in India as well as in the United States. And we continue to emphasize these programs, and these follow the same model. Ebooks overlaid with recorded lectures and slides, and on top of that, we prep you for the particular AP exam. Okay? So catch up, class 11 catch up is very important. If you have not started properly so far this year, this is your last chance. If you don't start now, you will not be ready for say taking JEE in 2024. Many of you, this is the last chance for you to start and make a very solid preparation for the next 12 to 18 months, so that you can take the NEET and JEE program. Remember, they come fast at you, and there is a lot of material. So if you are a class 12 student, if you are getting ready, for various exams, what we recommend is our apps. Our apps you can use 24/7. Our live lectures are also there, but our apps are available 24/7. And why do apps matter? Because apps are always available to you. Why do they help? Because there may be material that you are weak in. If you are weak, say, in nuclear chemistry or nuclear physics, if you are weak in nuclear physics or nuclear chemistry, you can bring up the particular subject, and you can understand, say, Bohr model. You can understand how, say, atomic radiations work. You can understand Rutherford. You can understand various different things. The modern understanding is very advanced. How semiconductors work, all these are tested, in fact, in class 11, class 12. You may be surprised if you are a parent. So our flagship app, Ramanujan, helps students prepare for the JEE exam. And typically we recommend that students not rely on just the app, they also buy some other books. One of the books that we have followed is H.C. Verma. H.C. Verma is central to our physics preparation. We also recommend students buy the C&K JEE Mains book by Tivan, and as needed by you can rely heavily on NCERT, but sometimes you need to get one or two additional books. We for various you can buy. In addition, you can get there are of course the free NCERT books that we include, you know, and then you can get one book on the last question bank of last 30 40 years of questions, you know. These are all essential elements. On top of this, there is there are other apps that are free for students, e-Abhyas and the Diksha apps, you know. Now, using this and using our live lecture series, which we have maintained over the years, we have all 500, 600 lectures that you can use. You know, you can go to our YouTube channel and watch them, you know, and in addition to this, attend our weekly lectures and be part of the program. You know, when you're part of a program, what comes to you is also the chance to speak to the teacher, is to learn better, you know, and have your questions answered on material you don't understand. You know. So Ramanujan is like this, you know, and you will see a demonstration of Ramanujan. We have this what is called an overlay model. You know, we overlay both the syllabus and the textbooks with additional material like videos and slides, you know, that help students learn. And these this material, and we also have full-fledged formula sheets that we include for students to facilitate quick rapid study just before the exam also, you know. But more importantly, you have to do the testing yourself. You know. Most important in test prep is testing. You know, we have some test apps also. You know, we have some full-length tests also for NEET and JEE. You know, but you should take advantage of the app itself. The app itself goes to external sites as well, and also provides additional material that we have developed in terms of our test prep. You know, so we have all this as part of our apps, and we have a very solid program for students. Also, very important for is our NEET program. Sushruta for NEET has been with us since we started our program. Yeah. So here again, we recommend H.C. Verma for physics, and then you use the A to Z books. Just like we said, for maths, you should try to get Divani. Here we suggest using the A to Z books. And we, at one time, we were also offering our a more comprehensive program where we bought the books for you. Now we don't do that anymore. You have to buy the books. So we recommend that you buy A to Z biology and A to Z chemistry, but mainly you rely for NEET on your NCERT textbooks. Okay, and you use our apps. You study from the IIT PAL lectures. You know, study from the slides that we have developed. We spent 18 months developing the slides, and we put it all together. Okay, so this is our NEET app, and you will get full access to all this. You know, you will get full access to Professor G.K. Bhatt's biology lectures. You will get access also to the IIT PAL as well. You know, so this is the plus of working with us. We are also looking at our SAT and AP programs for 2023. You know, students who will be taking the AP exams at the end of 2023, they can come to our, they can come and take, the 9 APs we are preparing students for. You know, this year we also introduced pre-calculus. Pre-calculus is actually not offered this year, but is offered next year. Students who get themselves ready can take pre-calculus next year. But most important is, of course, the SAT program. The SAT has been expanded. Many people know that it has been its emphasis has been reduced in the US, but it is now accepted in many places. Okay, so so this is the alternative. Universities in India like Ashoka University, Azim Premji, etc., also accept SAT. You know, and they also allow students from many areas who in order to standardize, can then take the SAT, provide some scores, and then go forward. And the AP exams, of course, are accepted by the American colleges which are present in Middle East, etc. You know, and partly Hong Kong, Qatar. You know. So, with this is roughly the program that we have. I will go back to the agenda for today. So, firstly, I invite for maths, I invite Tarun to explain. Tarun and I don't know if Professor Nihal Jani is there to also join and explain our JEE program. This will be followed by Dr. Tiwari ji, who will then explain what you should do for chemistry and how you should plan your year. You know, this is very important. You're a class 11 entering student. You should know what you have to do. Okay. Over to you. Over to you, Tarun.
So I'll be representing the maths and the physics with the Jnanamarga Technologies. So I'll be explaining the about the pattern, okay, JEE mains and the JEE advanced pattern first. Okay, so this is the exam. Okay, so for your engineering courses and architecture courses, so where exams are conducted in online mode nowadays. So subjects you are having is physics, chemistry, and mathematics. And the type of the questions they ask is multiple choice question and the numerical based question. Duration of the exam is 3 hours. Then the mediums of the examination is in Hindi, English, and Gujarati is there. Total marks is out of 300. Okay, so each subject is divided into 100. Okay, so that is 100 for physics, 100 for chemistry, and 100 for the mathematics. So regarding the marking scheme, so we are having +4 for the each correct answer, then -1 for the wrong answer, and 0 for the unanswered question. Okay, these are the most important topics which are covered for the maths. Okay, so most crucial ones are like your probability circle, integration, vectors, sequence series, theory of equation, then 3D complex numbers, differential coefficient, matrices, determinants, and set relation and function. So these you need to learn very well. So we'll be covering all the units first in the in our live lectures. Okay, so we are conducting 2 live lectures in a weekend. So basically one is for the all the teaching part. The second one is for the your doubt session. Okay, so you can come and ask your doubts all the, related to the topics which we are going to cover in the next class. Also, the in between given topics are you must like you can cover it by your own also. So these are like AOD, which is applications of derivatives, parabola, trigonometry, height and distances, limits, areas, PNC, straight lines, then differential equation, continuity, and differentiability. The average topic, which is like a pair of straight lines, so they will not ask direct questions from those topics, but they will be mixed between the most crucial ones. So they are pair of straight lines, statics, and properties of triangles, mathematical induction, binomial theorem. Okay, yeah, change. So this is the syllabus with the physics. So these are the class 11 topics. Okay, with the weightage is given. Okay, so starting with the physics and the measurement. Okay, unit dimensions you need to learn. Then kinematics, laws of motion, work power, energy, or rotational, which is very important. Then gravitational properties of solids and liquids, thermodynamics, and kinetic theory of gases and oscillations. And these are the topics which are for class 12th. So that is with electrostatics. Again, this is very most important topic. Then current, electricity, and magnetic effects of current. Then EMI and AC. Then EM waves, optics, and dual nature of matter and radiation, atoms and nuclei, electronics devices, and communication systems. Now, before going to these strategies which you need to follow, I'll be sharing like what are the benefits of the new exam pattern. Okay, so earlier it was like there was one JEE main exam. Okay, so that was in offline mode, but nowadays it happens in online mode, and there are two exams. Okay, so this will give 2 opportunities to the candidates to improve their scores in examination if they cannot give best in one attempt. The second thing I'll say, the student will get first hand experience of taking an examination and will know their mistakes, which they can improve while attempting the second attempt. Third, it will reduce the chance of dropping a year. Okay, and droppers would not have a waste an entire year. And if anyone misses the examination for a reason beyond control, so they will not have to wait for an entire year. And like if a candidate need not to appear in the both session, if he have performed well in the first session, he can directly go for the JEE Advance also. So he'll get a lot of time for the JEE Advance exam. So now let's come to the like how to prepare for the JEE mains and class 12th and 11 with your board exams also. Okay, so first thing, you must know your syllabus. What are the important topics which you need to cover earlier, and what are the exam patterns? Okay, you need to manage your times in the exam. The second thing, you have to create your timetable. Okay, so how much study hours you have to give for your yourself, and what are the lectures you need to watch. Okay, how much time you need to give to each topic. These all things should be a proper timetable. So like next is develop your daily targets. Like for maths, you need to practice lots of question for the JEE mains basically. So you have to develop your daily targets. Then revise class 11th with your class 12th. Okay, somehow you need to manage time on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, so you can revise your class 11th portion there. Then you have to show dedication towards your JEE and the boards both as well as. Okay, then solve mock test and chapter wise assessment, which we have introduced in our app also, so you can go and check there. And then you can analyze your progress on app. Okay, so like what are the mistakes you are making, and what are the scores you are getting from each unit. Okay, you can balance out your week topics on weekends to cover it. Then next, make short notes. Okay, so you can make your own short notes, and other than this, we have introduced formula sheets in our app, so you can check out there and go through complete NCRT. So that will help in both JEE mains as well as the board examination. Yeah, so thanks.
It is good if Dr. Tiwari presents because maths, physics, and then chemistry. So Tiwari ji, if you can present, that will be good.
Good evening to all, everyone and all. So basically, most of the things, the basic things, and Tarun has already discussed. What I'll be talking about is something which he has not explained till so far. So one thing is, for JEE particularly, chemistry is considered to be one of the most scoring subject. This is why, because it takes lesser time to solve the questions, and particularly, this is because most of the questions that you see will see in JEE examinations, particularly, or even in the NEET as well. So the questions are theoretical type. You don't have to use pen and papers to solve those questions. Most of the questions you can solve orally, so it will actually take very less time for you, and it will give you more time to solve the questions questions from mathematics as well as physics. So in comparison to physics and mathematics, it takes lesser time. So in the given time period or a given frame of time, you can solve more questions and it can score better. And thus it is very important. Chemistry becomes very important for JEE aspirants, as well as it is also very important for NEET aspirants. And this is why, because for most of the NEET aspirants, physics becomes a bit tough because of their poor mathematical background. And so what they do, most of the students, they try to score maximum in biology, and then they also try to score as much as possible in chemistry. And even if chemistry and biology, they scored well, and even 60% of questions, if they are able to solve in physics, they can get quite a good rank in NEET. So this chemistry is important for both NEET as well as JEE, and this is because this is a high scoring subject for NEET and JEE aspirants, and thus this is what it explains the significance of chemistry for NEET and JEE. What comes next is like the weightage of each chapter. So what I have observed personally is while setting papers, the question papers, people what they try to give a representation to each chapters, because each chapters are important, and so they try to give weightage or importance or some representation to each chapter. So what I suggest for chemistry, each chapter is important. However, if you look at three different disciplines of chemistry, physical chemistry, inorganic chemistry, and organic chemistry, which is there in your syllabus, If you look at inorganic chemistry, if I focus mostly on the periodic property, this chapter is most important for you. This is why, because if you understand periodic properties and classification of elements, you can solve almost 70-80% of questions from inorganic chemistry portion. Now, coming to physical chemistry, you have to understand or you must have the basic ideas of mole concepts. If you don't understand what is mole and how you can calculate number of moles and from the given volume or the amount of substance given in gram or anything, and that interconversion, if you don't understand, it will become very difficult for you to understand entire physical chemistry, because once you go into solution, there you'll see the molarity and all other concept. It will involve number of moles. So the mole concept is most important chapter for physical chemistry, and now similar things you will be seeing for organic chemistry. There is one chapter in NCERT, basic concepts in chemistry, and that chapter is extremely important for you. It is not because the questions will be asked from those questions, that chapter. It is because if you don't understand this chapter, because it will contain it will have IUPAC nomenclatures, it will also have isomerism and so many other things. It will become very difficult for you to understand entire organic chemistry. And for JEE as well as NEET, organic chemistry is very important, because if you look at the total relative weightage or relative weightage with respect to physical as well as inorganic chemistry, organic chemistry has slightly more weightage. This is because if you look at the NCERT 12th standard, most of the portion is actually from the organic chemistry. So the questions they mostly ask, particularly in JEE, is from organic chemistry. One weightage, if you look at, it has more weightage with respect to physical chemistry, and inorganic chemistry is what I have seen according to the recent trends what I have observed. Now, all these are the things. So again, basic concepts in chemistry is very important for you. For organic chemistry, basic concepts of organic chemistry. For inorganic chemistry, elements classification and periodic property. And for physical chemistry, the mole concept and the entire thing that is related to that one particular chapter. And so these are the things that I think is important for you. Now I'll come to a few more points that I have summarized in this slide. So is my slide, this PPT is visible to everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So now before going in details about what is there in the slide, I'll just discuss one more thing, because recently what you see, most of the teachers, particularly chemistry teachers, are being asked why chemistry has so many exceptions, particularly about inorganic chemistry, and this question flowed more after this web series that we see was by Quota Factory, Unacademy, and that Quota Factory. So there, if the answer is particularly is if you go in and understand chemistry in depth, particularly if there is any exception that you read about chemical bonding, like banana bonding, that example is there. That entire concept has come from the physics. Chemists have not defined chemical bonds. They have used this concept directly. They have borrowed it from physicists and they have applied it in chemistry. Similarly, if you look at the structures of atoms, the entire thing, the physicists have actually given us the idea about the structure of atom. So we actually borrow those ideas, and we try to implement and try to understand those chemistry based on those ideas. So what I recommend is you should not see and understand or get worried or think too much about these questions. You should worry more about what you should do and what you should not do while preparing for JEE and NEET. So what should be done? The first thing is get rid of negative thoughts that studying chemistry, or for that matter any other subject, physics or mathematics, is essential for only for passing examination, or JEE, NEET, or maybe a 12th board examination. It is important for you. It will be helpful for you even if you will become a professional. So, but whatever you study here in class 11th and 12th, it will be important and very useful to you all through your career, wherever you go. And then, so what will happen? So try to enjoy the subject while studying. This is because, so what I would suggest, get fascinated with the beauty of the subject. Try to understand the things, or try to feel the subject. Try to imagine, see it around you, and then this will actually give you happiness while studying, and so the study will not become boring to you. So this will keep interest intact, boost your energy and mood, and thus will positively affect your memory as well. Then again, focus primarily on the syllabus, and this is very important for you, because I have seen many students, once they study certain topic, they don't understand the topic from one a book or from one teacher, so they go and just find another book, and book very thick and big books they study from very big authors. Like I have seen some recommendations by many other coaching classes that are there. Like some people suggest that to study inorganic chemistry from JEE, organic chemistry from Morrison and Boyd. I don't think that is actually you that much useful to you. Try to stick to NCERT. Some things, and if you understand everything that is given in NCERT, I bet it will be more than enough for you to crack JEE and NEET examination. But the importance is to understand everything that is there inside the NCERT, and to make that understand something, if it is not very clear to you, we are there to help you. You don't have to worry much. You ask questions to us, we will come with the solutions. We will try to make you understand with whatever the analogy and the examples, whatever we will see. So that this is because, like any other subject, chemistry is broad and limitless. You cannot remember and understand everything in the given time. So you have a very fixed time, a limited time, and in that limited time, you will have to focus your study, and you will also have to plan your time or manage your time, so that you give equal importance to other subjects as well, and every subject is you get it prepared to a certain extent to crack these examinations. So another important point is make short notes, and short notes are very important for you, because this is mostly because if your examination is very near, so you cannot go through entire syllabus. You cannot read book or even your class notes. You cannot go through all the things. What you can do is, in 1 or 2 days, you can just revise your short notes once or twice, and that will help you immensely in your examinations. Practice as much as possible. Tarun sir has also said this, and this is also I would say, practice as much as possible, because through practice only you remember the concepts. You study certain concepts, you try to understand it, remember it, and after some time you will forget it. So, but when you go and solve questions based on that, so in that time you will also, in solving those questions, in order to solve those questions, you will also remind or revise those things in your mind. So practice is extremely important for you. Pay attention to the lectures, and in that make notes of your own, even if the recordings of online classes are available, or even if you have books, or even if we are also providing short notes and some notes. It doesn't mean that you don't make your own notes. You try to make your own notes, write everything in your own language that you can understand more easily. And so that's important. Make a chart of what you find difficult to remember. This is also very important point. Make a chart of whatever you find difficult to remember. Don't follow blindly of so many books. Yes, of course, some chapters, some topics, like as I said, you can refer Morrison and Boyd, or for organic chemistry, or JEE, or JEE, or inorganic chemistry, not for the entire syllabus. Only some portion or some topics, if you find difficult to understand, you may refer those books, but don't go through entire book blindly. That will actually eat your time, and it will not help you that much. So make a chart of whatever you find difficult to remember, and keep revising that periodically, and also discuss those things with us or your teachers. You can think about that even while traveling, brushing, or taking a shower. And because it's mind, some thoughts will always be there in your mind. It's invariant, so it will keep coming in your mind. So why not to put some positive thoughts in your mind, and that positive thought. So this is what I am suggesting you to do. Make notes of, or maybe chart of whatever you find difficult, and keep revising that periodically while you are traveling, moving here, there, walking, and so on. Don't hesitate to ask questions while attending lectures. Anywhere, if you are attending lectures, don't hesitate to ask questions, because you are here to. And this point is, I think, very easy to understand. Now, the next point is, on the day of exam, think only that you did whatever you could in the entire year or whatever the time you had. Now you have to use what is there in your head to the best of your ability. Don't bother now. Most of the students, what I see, they don't study the entire year, and on the day of examination or 1 or 2 days before examination, they get too much worried. They get tensed. So even if you get tensed, whatever you remember, that will not come to your mind, and it will not work for you. And some students, they get so much bothered, even if they have prepared well, they get so much tensed. So that also hampers your performance. So don't think too much on the day of examination. Go there with calm and cool mind and give examination. It will definitely help you. Judiciously divide time to every subject. And this is what Tarun has also said, and I'm also saying, judiciously, you have to divide time judiciously to every subject. It is not that if I'm saying chemistry is most scoring, means if you keep studying chemistry only, because only chemistry will not give you the selection. So you have to divide your time, manage your time, and you have to give it to every subject. And other points that I have discussed, that is also valid for. Now, what you should not do, this is also important point. Don't try to be perfect or have in-depth knowledge of everything. In-depth knowledge will not help you that much. This is because in-depth knowledge is there for the higher studies. If you go after BTech, if you go for MTech, or maybe for your PhDs, you will have time to go through those things. So you should have sufficient knowledge, but you should have a clear understanding. This is what important. It is not that you should understand everything and know everything about that particular topic. So it is okay to mug up a few things if you find them challenging to understand. Don't try to be too much accurate while solving numerical problems. This is one important point, because whenever you see numerical problems, if the questions are objective type, even if they are descriptive type, that is not important to. It is not important to put all the data, all the numbers to the whatever the third, fourth of places of the decimal. You just truncate it up to the first place of decimal. Learn how you can truncate numbers, or that is what we call the rounding of numbers, and using that thing you can just truncate number to first place of decimal, solve the problem, and choose the option that is that you see the close by to your answer, and choose that option. It will be helpful. Don't worry too much about the examination. This is what it is, just an exam, not life, but it is important for your career. So be sincere in your acts. Don't try to follow so many books. This is what I have already discussed. You don't have that much time to follow so many books. If you want to follow so many books, just try to solve the questions that are given in those books from the relevant chapters, not all the chapters, only from the relevant chapters and according to syllabus. Also, the NCERT book, it has given many questions are given at the end of every chapter. You should try to solve those questions as well, because it will enhance your understanding of chemistry as well. Some questions to answer, some questions you may have to a little bit more, but that is okay. It will help you. So NCERT and other reference books we will be providing you will be enough for you, and also you can buy some reference book. And Srinivas sir has already said you what book you should follow other than NCERT. I would not suggest you to follow any other book. I think this is enough. There are some myths about JEE and NEET that I think that is also, JEE NEET is too hard to crack for an average student. What I think and what most of us understand, that anyone who works hard, plan accurately, and practice adequately can crack these examinations. They are the people who crack examinations. They are not aliens. They are also from the same planet, and they also have their brain capacity equal to all the individuals. Humans have almost equal brain capacity is what I'm saying. It doesn't mean they all have equal, so almost equal or means equivalent. So anything can be asked in JEE examinations. No, this is not true. There is a fixed syllabus for JEE. Follow the syllabus, focus on the concepts, and practice and revise them periodically. To crack NEET JEE, you should not stick to only a few books. This is what I have already said. follow reference books, solve mock tests, and practice previous year question papers. That will be enough. Studying late at night is key to success. Some students they have this in mind, so they study till, but they try to study till 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning, and then on the next day they'll sleep up to 12 o'clock. So that is not going to help, because the overall time, that whatever the time you are devoting to your studies and is important to you. You can go to bed at 10 o'clock and wake up at 5 o'clock, and that is enough for you. 7 hours sleep, and and from 5 o'clock in the morning you can wake up and start studying. So when you are sleeping is not important. How much time you are devoting and also sleep is important for you. You should have at least 6 to 7 hours of sleep every day. So board's preparation is the same as JEE. There is a slight difference. The syllabus is, although the syllabus is almost same, however there is slight difference in the approach. Competitive examinations, they have more, they usually people test analytical skills, so some numerical problems and some are added there, more numerical problems are there, whereas board examinations, people usually the questions are more based on the derivations or testing subject knowledge. So there is slight difference, although the syllabus is same. This is a question I also say quota is the best place for preparation, and it is not place which keep you success. It is your own devotion and your understanding of the subject give you the selection. So if your place makes you study more and get success, then you should follow your instinct. But if you will study the same syllabus everywhere, so we are providing whatever is important for you or essential for you. So thank you. Yeah, over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So chemistry, we say, is the central science, chemistry, but of course many of you aspirants of NEET, you also have to be very good at biology, so students, whether you're taking NEET or JEE, you must be very good in chemistry. But students who take NEET, you must also be very good in biology. And for biology, as Professor G.K. Bhatt always says, the NCERT book is the Bible. You must know that book very well. So how you prepare, it is if you are starting to study for your class 11 now, you have about 18 months to the 2024 exam. If you are class 12 student, you have about 5-6 months. What you should do is, if you are a class 11 student, you should make the most of all the 18 months. And what that means is, between now and say September of next year, if you're a class 11 student, you should cover as all the material that you can, in the next 10 months or so, 10-11 months, should cover almost all the material. So if you are starting from behind, you should be in front by the end of that 10-11 months. What I mean by in front is, you must be a little bit ahead of your school curriculum at the end of the 10-11 months. That will help you both in your board exam as well as in your preparation for the JEE. So, but as Professor G.K. Bhatt says, for biology, you need to, NCERT is your Bible, and you need to learn it very well. Because if you are able to make 330 out of 360 in biology, and you do it without, requiring a lot of time, then you have enough time to do reasonably well in the physics, and in physical chemistry. Physical chemistry also involves some numerical problems, etc. So because of that, in the NEET exam, biology you must learn very well, so that you're very sure and you can ace the biology portion. So I invite Anushka to next explain how students can prepare for NEET. And also, this year we are starting with English, and English is, this is to help students who also want to get a good score in the, in the board exam, because sometimes board exams also matter. They help you in getting into various colleges. And so, Anushka, please go.
So, good evening, everyone. I'm just going to do just a very brief look into what the syllabus and exam structure is, both for CBSE 12th exams and for the NEET exam. So, I'll be talking about biology and English. Of course, English is only going to be in the 12th board exams, and for biology, I'll be talking about the NEET and the 12th board. So, in terms of the 12th board exam, there are 5 units. So we have reproduction, genetics and evolution, biology and human welfare, biotechnology and its applications, and ecology and the environment. And these have been divided into different marked weightages, and the total test score will be for 100 marks. I'm talking about the 12th board exams. But NEET will focus on chapters from both 11th and 12th. So this is the weightage for class 12. But if we look at, I'm not talking about all of the chapters, because in the NEET examination, all of the biology chapters from both 11th and 12th make up the syllabus. But if we focus on what is important, these are the chapter-wise weightages. So if we look at all of the weightages, you can see that the bulk of questions usually come from human physiology, genetics and evolution, and diversity in the living world, and ecology and environment. So that is about almost 50% of the questions will be coming from these 4 units. So when you're preparing for NEET, I would not say that it is important to focus entirely on these chapters or units, because the questions are quite fast spread and the exam pattern does vary from year to year. As you know, that NEET was only introduced a few years ago. Before that, we had AIPMT and several different other state examinations. So now the NEET exam is only one exam, but there are still a wide variety of questions. So it is better to not focus on just these 5 chapters, but we should take a holistic look at all of the units that are being presented. And the best way to go about preparing for NEET is to keep solving questions. So when we do the lectures for biology, we will be focusing not only on the written questions that you will be tackling in your board exams, but we'll also be working on some MCQs. We'll be going through question banks for the NEET exam, so that you can keep practicing these questions and keep focusing, revising your concepts. And I think that is the best way to attempt the NEET exam. And of course, there are 2 other subjects that you have to grapple with, physics and chemistry. But the bulk of the questions will be made up from biology. So that is the best way to revise. Now I just want to go back to English. So English is focused only on the 12th board exam. Now, of course, you know that English is not asked in NEET, but a lot of students have to juggle their entrance examinations and their board exams together. And I don't think that people should be letting their board exam preparations easy just because they want to give a competitive exam. So it's really important that while you're preparing with your physics, chemistry, biology, you also prepare for your English as well, because English is a very scoring subject. It is very easy to get high marks in English and give a boost to your overall percentage in 12th. So the question paper design for English looks a little bit like this, where the marks are distributed quite evenly. But when we talk about reading skills and the literature textbooks and supplementary reading texts, they are quite similar, where you have to, where actually students will be tested on their understanding of the concepts and the main themes of the book, how they understood the idea that the author is trying to convey, how they are able to appreciate literary conventions and vocabulary which is used in these chapters. And when we come to creative writing, the main criteria that students will be tested on are how they apply the rules of creative writing, how they understand the question, and how they can best apply their creativity to, writing really great essays and long form answers. So the examination for English is of 80 marks, and there is an additional 10 marks which is based on internal grading. And this is the reading list for English 12. Now, there are some students who may have a different primary English reader book. So there is Flamingo and there is Hornbill. But mostly students that I have encountered are students that I've worked with, and I personally, when I was a student as well, we worked with Flamingo. So I'll be focusing on Flamingo and Vistas. So the structure of the English classes will be um, a brief introduction about the author. Then we'll go through the summary of the chapter, talk about the main themes, the characters, some of the main events, and then we'll go through some of the important questions and answers that are most likely to appear in your board exams. So I think in summation, all I want to say is the most important thing is to keep revising, keep practicing, keep doing your multiple choice questions, and we will be definitely going through different question banks for all of the different biology chapters when we're doing the weekend live lectures. And it's really important not to put all of your attention just on NEET. It is also important to have some of your focus on the board exams so that you can score a really good percentage in your boards by getting a good score in English. So, and I'll be there to help you with that, of course.
Oh, thank you very much, Anushka. That was very helpful. This year we are starting English for two reasons. One is for students who who will be relying essentially on their board exams to get into a much better college, and so particularly if you are in the Delhi area, we are also planning to start our CUET exams. But before I go to discuss both the CUET and other exams, I am going to invite Prajot to demonstrate our apps. They are central to student preparation using our platform. Our apps are charged, so please use our apps. And for that, you first need to know how to use them. You have to download them onto your cell phone, and of course there is a charge for both our live lecture and our apps, but they are very nominal. Students who pay 1 lakh plus for say Akash will find it very easy to use our apps on top of Akash, but our apps are also independently usable, so for it is a huge positive that at a very affordable price you're where for a when you prepare for such a competitive exam at a very affordable price, we provide you a solution that can both help you with CBSE 12. We have a CBSE 12 app as well, so you will see both demonstrated, NEET, JEE and CBSE 12. So Prajot, please go ahead and
Okay, so like as we have seen in the presentation, we have two platforms. Okay, one is for the students who are preparing for NEET, okay, and we call it as Shushruta, and the other one is for the students who are preparing for JEE, okay, and we call it as Ramanujan. Okay, so I'll be demoing both the apps, and then we'll also see the CBSE app for the 12th standard. Okay, so I'll get started with the Shushruta app first. Okay. So this is our Shushruta app, and what you get to see is all the subjects that are necessary for the NEET exam. Okay, that is physics, chemistry, and biology. Along with this, we have sorted it year-wise. For example, biology 1 will have the syllabus of the 11th standard, and biology 2 will have the syllabus of the 12th standard. Okay, as you know, for NEET exam, both the year syllabus is considered, that is 11th as well as the 12th. Okay, so now when I'll go with this biology 2. So what the student will see is that they'll see the syllabus. Okay, so syllabus is the starting point for a student to navigate to any topic that is interested in. Okay, so for example, now if he goes with this unit 2, that is genetics and evolution, so what will happen is he'll get to see all the chapters coming under that unit. Okay, and if he selects any one chapter, he'll get to see all the sub-chapter topics over here. Okay, so if he selects any one topic here, for example, I'll go with transcription. So what will happen is all the resources related to that topic will be loaded. Okay, resources in the sense we have the textbook, we have the slides as well as videos. Okay, and also we have assessment, okay, which he can take at the end. Okay, so I'll go through one by one. So I'll first go with the textbook. Okay, so the textbook used here is the NCRT, and what will happen is it will directly take you to that particular top page number where the topic is. Okay, so since I had selected transcription, it has taken me to that particular page number inside the textbook. Similarly, from here he can go and visit the slides. Okay, so for slides also, like he'll be taken to that particular slide number, okay, where that topic is. Actually, if you go to see, this is an entire slide deck, but it will directly take him to that particular slide number, okay, for whichever topic that he has selected. And finally, we have the video content. Okay, so this videos. Okay, so these videos are from the IIT PAL channel, okay, and we have mapped them into our application. Okay, so since the current unit that I had selected was genetics and evolution, it's playing a video of that particular unit. Okay, and also, like, after going through all this theory, what the student can do is he can take an assessment. Okay, so when it comes to assessment also, like, there are two kinds of assessment that we are displaying here, that is self-assessment as well as Jnana assessment. Okay, so I just select self-assessment. I'll tell you what it is. So in self-assessment is like we are not tracking the student. Okay, he will be redirected to the third-party sites wherein he can take the test. Okay, so even like when you are redirected to the third-party site, you will be shown questions only related to the topic that you had selected. Okay, so currently, since I'm in this unit, genetics and evolution, I'll be showing the questions related to this particular topic itself. Okay, so what student can do is he can take these MCQs, he can find his weak areas and he can work over it. Okay, so these are all the questions over here, which is given by this particular site. Okay, similarly there are other sites also which will be giving you MCQs related to the unit that he has selected. Okay, only thing is we won't be keeping a track of it, like what is his score and all. Okay, so that can be done in the other assessment that is called as the Jnana assessment. Okay, so in Jnana assessment, what we have done is we have formed some questions, and those questions has to be answered in particular fixed time frame. Okay, basically it will be a time bound test and mostly consisting of MCQ questions. Okay,
so can I just one quick point? So see, students, when they take the self-assessment, they should not take one after the other, all the self-assessments, because there are only so many and they are linked. The app has only so many. What you should do is you should study the material, look at the slides, look at the videos, and then take one or two self-assessment. And if you are not doing well, then you should go back and learn the material associated with the questions that you have missed. This is very difficult when you are young. I will tell you, you always want to do well, you want to try more tests, you will take one after the other all the tests. No, you should take only one or two tests, and then the remaining tests you should take it the next time you learn the material and you revise the material, and each time you must get better and better. Your aim is to become very good at each material as and when you study. So if you're now class 11 student, over the next 10 11 months you should try to cover 2 years material. And so what you need to do is you need to learn each chapter well, you know. And when you learn all the important chapters well, you must then do self assessment, you know. You must be very honest with yourself. That is very critical, you know. Very honest meaning you must say, you know, I'm not so good now, you know. See, if you do that early, then later on you will not have issues, you know. If let's say in maths you find integration is little difficult, let's say in biology you find genetics a little difficult, you know, then what you do need to do is you need to study the material one more time. You need to then read the NCRT book little bit more carefully, listen to the you know, the IIT PAL lectures. They are very very good, you know. And our lectures also, if you have problems with genetics, watch Professor GK Bhatt's lecture. If you have problems with say electrochemistry, watch Tiwari ji's lecture, you know. So that is the model we have, you know. You must go back, you must learn, and once you've learned, then after you are more confident, you then try again, you know. Initially this NEET exam, JEE exam will be tough, you know. Don't think that day one you will be so good that it will be easy for you. You are slowly improving, and each time if you are more honest and you believe in thoroughness in learning the material, you will do great. Go ahead, sir. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so like he can answer the questions here, and also like he'll get to see the question that he has answered. Okay, and finally he can submit the test. So at the end, like what we'll be doing is we'll be giving him his score. Okay, and also like he'll get to see like how many answers are right, how many answers are wrong. Okay, along with it, like he'll get to see the solution also. Okay, so here like he'll get to see the question part as well as the solution part below. Okay, and if that question was correct, then he'll be shown a tick mark over here. Okay, so similarly, like if he has given a wrong answer, then like he'll be shown the answer that he has marked. Okay, so the orange color shows the answer that he had marked. Okay, and also for each and every question there is a solution down below. Okay. And also like the other feature that we have is like what we have done is we have integrated this with the Moodle platform. Okay, so apart from the resources that we are providing, the lecturers also can provide their own resources related to the unit. Okay, for example, now I'm currently into this genetics and evolution unit, so I'm directly taken to that particular page inside the Moodle. Okay, so if your lecturers have uploaded some content related to that particular unit, then you'll be able to access it. And also like there's a chat feature. Okay, so like if you have any doubts related to that particular unit, then you can like just post it over here. So like if the other students also knows the answer, they can reply you back, or even the lecturer can reply you back. Okay, so this was regarding Shushruta. Like there are other we provide formula sheets also, but I'll be showing you in a different app. That is, I'll show that in the Ramanujan app. Okay, so our Ramanujan app also works on the similar lines. Okay, all the features are same. Only thing we have your physics, chemistry, and mathematics. Okay, and like along with the subject content, we are also providing the formula sheets. Okay, so I'll just open one for maths. Okay, so for each and every chapter and unit, what we have done is we have listed all the formulas over here. Okay, so at the time of the exam, like it really helps student to go through all the formulas like very quickly. Okay, And like even when he's going through the formulas, like if he wants to read a bit of theory regarding that particular topic, then he can just search for that topic and he'll get the content. Okay, for example, parabola. Okay, I have searched for parabola, which falls under unit 11, that is coordinate geometry. And then he can select the topic here, and he'll be getting all the resources related to parabola. Okay? Same as like how I explained for biology. So I'll just open one for like I'll open the slide content. So he'll be getting the slide content related to parabola. Okay. So this was regarding Shushruta and Ramanujan app. I'll also quickly try to demo the CBSE 12th standard app. Okay. Okay, so this is a CBSE app for 12th standard. Okay, so we have physics, chemistry, maths, biology, and also we have a computer science subject also included in this app. Okay. So I'll just open one for chemistry. So everything will remain the same. So we always start with the syllabus. So syllabus will be the starting point. Okay. So the student will get to see all the topics covered in the syllabus, and he can select any topic. So I'll go with electrochemistry. Okay, and he'll get to see all the sub chapters coming under that. And if he selects any one topic here, I'll go with batteries. He'll be getting all the resources. Okay. So I'll just open open slides. Okay. So these are the slides related to the topic battery. Similarly, like if he selects textbook also, he'll be directly taken to that particular page number. Okay, where that topic is. And same thing like the assessment and everything will remain the same. Okay, I'll just open one here. So even like for assessment, when he's trying to open the third-party sites, like he'll be shown the questions related to the topic that he has selected. Okay. So since he had selected electrochemistry, like he'll be shown all the questions related to electrochemistry only. Okay. Yeah, so that's all for the demo. Like if you all have any questions, you can ask, or you can download it from the Google Play Store. We have all these 3 apps on the Google Play Store also.
Thank you, Prajot. Wonderful presentation. We are very proud of our apps. So there was one additional thing that I forgot to mention. So now, most importantly, we have our Gujarati program, which is well underway. We have students who are participating in our Gujarati program, and that is essentially for students who study in Gujarati medium. Now, in addition, we are also going to start our Hindi program, and we will be having an open house on these programs, in the coming week or two. Our aim is to facilitate a student understanding of our programs and also school understanding of our programs. We can work with any school, English school. Our NEET JEE programs help English schools. Our AP programs also help students planning to go abroad, right? And finally, our programs with which are taught in Hindi for Hindi medium, but also taught in Hindi for English medium students who prefer Hindi. So that those programs also are there, and they are part of our upcoming platform. And so we look to make to facilitate that, so that students, regardless of which language you take the exam in, you can improve your conceptual understanding. Typically, students who say take NEET in English, should try to attend the English, biology, for instance. Physics is different, chemistry is a little bit different, conceptual subjects are different. But biology you should try to attend. If you're going to be, taking NEET in English, you should learn to take the material in English. So now we are also planning to introduce the, preparation for CUET exam. So if I don't know, Stuti, if you can present that, that would be great.
As everyone mentioned here, that in order to ace any entrance exam, the student basically needs to work more on his timing and practice in order to increase the mental functioning. So I will be discussing about the CUET program, which is now there for undergraduate programs as well. Until now, it was more for postgraduate programs, but now it is also there for undergraduate programs for multiple universities. So multiple universities from Delhi University to IIT BHU, they are accepting this CUET program. The syllabus and the exam pattern are pretty simple. So we choose from 2 languages from 13 and 19 respectively, and we get 50 questions, 1 mark for each question, and 0.25 marks deducted for every wrong answer. And in order to ace the entrance exam, having minimum number of wrong answers is important. And from the 27 domain specific subjects that we have, the student needs to select 3 to 4 subjects depending upon the course that the student is selecting. So as soon as the student selects the course that he is interested in, the options for the mandatory course options come to them, and you have to choose around 4 to 5 subjects from this 27 list that we have. Further, the first part of the CUET exam, it consists of questions from English, language, the numerical aptitude of the child, and the analytical reasoning and the logical reasoning and everything related to that. Again, the language test from the second language that the student is going to choose. It tests the fluency and the reading comprehension and the literature and vocabulary of the child. Further, we have the general test after the student appears for the domain specific subject and the language test. There is a part of general awareness, and subjects like general awareness, quantitative aptitude and logical reasons, they do not build overnight, and they constantly require regular practice, and hence we have regular live classes and doubt sessions along with the mock tests. Further, there are some specifics of the course that we are offering here. The upcoming course will have regular classes and revision sessions for preparing in advance, plus the special doubt solving sessions that will be held according to the need of the student. With that, we have revision notes and the pre-recorded classes for reference, which will be available 24/7 to the student. And then the live classes, which will go on every week for clearing the topics well in advance. And after that, we have the weekly mock tests, which are extremely important to solve and to ace any entrance exam in order to build confidence in the student that we have. And thank you. And so this was it.
Thank you, Anush. Thank you, Stuti. That was very helpful. So the CUET program was popularized largely by Delhi University. I think Delhi University, JNU. But now there are a lot of students who take it. It is as popular. You will be surprised to note that it is as popular as the JEE entrance. And therefore we are also adding support for this program. In addition, please do attend. Our classes are not yet started for the CUET program, but we will be starting those classes. What is starting immediately is our English classes. Our CUET program will start in January, and we will then look to readapt the material. But finally, I have one more point I want to make, and that point deals with. Let me share my screen with our IT certificate. You know, as part of our IT certificate, we also teach two classes for high school students. You know, one is the AP program, which is part of our AP program. Today, there is unfortunately not enough time for us to also list our AP program, but this is available also for students who are planning a career in IT. They can take our AP Computer Science A. AP Computer Science A is a standard advanced placement exam for students who want to enter, who want to learn computer science in high school in the American system. You know, so we teach that essentially as a universal answer. This is a Java-based program. Java is the first level language that students learn. Java as a first programming language. Now, this is actually a follow-on. There is a follow-on course, data structures with Java, that we teach for students who are part of our IT certificate. Then we also have multiple other courses, front-end programming with Android, and also back-end programming with Java. And this complements our Python sequence. Our Python sequence is essentially taught. Stuti Sharma, you met just now. She teaches the Python class. And the Python class is essentially taught as part of the CBSE 12 computer science course. CBSE 12 computer science you should take if you are going to take computer science as part of your CUET exam. Or you are planning to score high marks in computer science in CBSE 12, and students who do that also can join computer science in various colleges in that offer computer science. Now, so introduction to Python programming is, you can also watch the NPTEL lectures, etc. But please come to our lectures and please attend Stuti Sharma's class. It is held on Sundays, right? When is it? On Sundays?
11 a.m. IST, sir.
11 a.m. So please plan on attending these classes as well. They are also available. You can come for free. So this is part of our overall full school programs. Today there is not enough time to explain our full AP program. We offered 10 very good AP based programs, and also the other program that we offer is the SAT. So these are the two programs that are there for all these other data structures with Java, etc. are available for students who want to continue in our IT certificate program. So if you and all our IT certificate courses, several of them, they are integrated again with NPTEL lectures, data structures with Java. You will be able to watch Naveen Garg's lectures and also attend I teach data structures with Java. So you can then learn databases, etc. Through our 7-course IT certificate program, and then you can then plan to enter as a junior engineer into the IT field. So we have that program as well to complement whatever you have, and so therefore there is continuity between our two programs. So class 12, you graduate class 12, you go to college, and then you continue with our IT certificate, and then you plan for an entry into the IT industry. So that is roughly how we have structured our programs. They are meant to provide affordability and quality and continuity using our innovation. But most important to our programs is our weekly lecture series so that students can attend. So we complement any school. Our lecture series traditionally happens on the weekend. So if you have a school, then what we do is we enable your school to have its students both come to the school. We don't interfere with the regular functioning of the school, like some other competitive exam people do. We allow the student to continue to go to school and get maximum benefit from studying at the school. Then they use our programs on the weekends. And once they use our program the weekend, they then ready themselves, and of course you have to we participate, make our programs work with the school as well. Okay, so if you need to contact us, please remember to reach out to us. Let me show you the slide for that. Okay, so please reach out to us. This is the engagement at jnanamarga.in, engagement at jnanamarga.in, jnanamarga.in, or you can reach out to this number and we will be able to support you with our ongoing programs. Okay, or you can also reach out to me. I am Srini, Srini at jnanamarga.in, jnanamarga.in. Okay, Srini, Srini at jnanamarga.in. So that's it. That's the program we have for today. We will be discussing our AP and SAT on another day, but then we also have our Hindi and Gujarati program in a following week. Open house for that. And that is essentially aimed at students who want to learn in Hindi or Gujarati. They could be taking their tests in different languages. They could be taking their tests in English, or in But then our aim is to help students who are in pursuing like what is called different strokes for different folks. You may be a student studying for SAT, and planning to go to, like, say, Azim Premji, or planning to go to the United States, or planning to go to the UAE, to study, to continue your studies. Or you may be a student, CBSE student, who is looking to do well in CBSE, or a CBSE student who is looking to do well in NEET JEE. We have a program for everybody, different strokes for different folks, and our aim is to be able to offer you something that will add value to your preparation, and a lot of preparation. Some students, they do dedicated preparation going to quota, but this is not for those students. Of course, they can also join from quota. You can download our app and use it, but this is more for students who are staying at home, learning, going to their school, and learning along the way. Maybe they go to a tuition class. We also have a program for tuition classes to work with us, and we have a very successful program which we have started in Gujarat. And our aim is to build those programs so that students can come and they can be part of these programs, gain value on top of what they get from the school, and then use our apps, use our live lectures, and get the most when they go to take the exams. What I find most difficult is understanding the cases where students feel the need to go to quota, or they write a very large check. Parents spend 3 years spending a lakh and change to work with an institute, and finally they say, my son or my daughter could not go anywhere despite the effort I took. Okay, so with that, I'm going to stop. I think this is pretty much what program we have with respect to our English for Indian schools. And we do have our AP program, but we couldn't go into the details of it. It is there. It is very much there. In fact, we have almost 10 APs that we support, all STEM APs, and we also have the SAT program. We will demonstrate that on a different day. But for now, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Tiwari ji. Thank you, Tarun. Thank you, Khushbu. Thank you, Stuti. Thank you, Prajot, for a wonderful presentation, wonderful programs. We look forward to supporting all the schools and all the students. So thank you very much.